Welcome to Transforming the Toddler Years, the podcast for conscious parents, caregivers, and educators who believe tantrums aren't terrible. They are powerful opportunities for connection, growth, and learning during the first 5 years. You'll explore how to use intentional language to raise calm, confident, and deeply connected kids, because the way we talk to kids becomes how they see themselves and engage with the world. Hi, I'm your host, Cara Terrell, classroom teacher turned parent educator and teacher trainer. Are you ready to nurture your children's mind, body, and spirit? Welcome, Toddler Tribe. Let's transform the toddler years together.
Welcome back, Toddler Tribe. I've got a story today about fear, worry, and intentional language. So hold on to your emotional regulation bootstraps because we are in for it. So it's really interesting because my adult daughter recently said to me, "Mom, you don't seem upset about anything anymore. What's going on?" Is this to say that I was super reactionary before? No, but I definitely had big feelings, and then I could pull them back fairly quickly based on all the training and kind of reset of my nervous system that I've been working on all these years by doing it with and for littles. But something has shifted recently, and she's absolutely right. And I know this because of the experience that I had this weekend at church. So some of you may know I take my goddaughter to church with me, and it's a really special time, Sunday with Auntie Cara. It's really fun. And then church was over and we were doing great, and the sun is shining and she is skipping and we're holding hands and it's fantastic. We get to the car. I release her hand to open the door and she bolts. Now, this is a fairly private parking lot, okay? And we know everybody there. However, the fear just overwhelms, right? My body started to shake. I could still see her with my eyes. I knew she was safe, but I needed to get in hot pursuit so that I could keep her that way. There were no cars moving. Everything in the environment gave me evidence that it was fine. But everything in the core of my body, in my system, my reactionary brain that says danger, 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 danger was on fire, on high alert. So knowing these two things can exist at the same time is new-ish to me. And I want to share what happened with you so that you can sit inside it and process it on your own and see what might happen if the next time you see your child in a position that feels danger-filled, but the evidence around you in the environment says they're actually fine, they are not in imminent danger. Can you notice both and experience both at the same time? So, of course, I dropped the diaper bag and I ran. That's what we do, right? Safety trumps everything. We run. And so I'm running and she knows she's okay, right? She knows she's safe. So she's looking back and giggling and running. And for her, it's a game. Now, again, I had two things happen simultaneously. When kids play games, we feel triggered. And I did. I wanted to yell out, "This is not a game." I wanted to yell out, "This is not funny." I wanted to yell. I did. I really wanted to yell. Simultaneously, I knew that she wouldn't understand those words because she didn't actually think it was a game. She didn't really think it was funny. She thought it was fun. There is a very intrinsic difference here. The experiencing of something as fun versus the projecting of something to somebody else because you think they will find it funny. That's not what she was doing. She was just having a grand old time. We've waited forever for the sun to shine around here. Thank you very much. We've waited forever to be able to run around outside. That's just what she was doing. She wasn't running away from me. She was just running. These distinctions in the moment are incredibly hard to grab onto. So yes, I wanted to yell all the things that project choice and bad behavior. But I kept my thoughts to myself. I said nothing. I just ran. I was running silently. Not calmly, but silently. When I reached her, I scooped her up, made sure we were in a safe place, back at the car, and here's what I said. You love running. Can you hear in my voice how I was not okay in that moment? I was not okay. I had just run myself. I was out of breath. I had come from a fear-based location in my brain, and I was not entirely sure how to calm my own body down yet. But I named for her with a reflective statement what she had been experiencing. You love running. And I actually said it a few times because in the saying it and the repeating it, I calmed myself back down. And when I was calm, and she was actually never not calm, by the way, she wasn't throwing a fit. She wasn't like, because I didn't go into, don't you run away from me? That's not safe. Don't you know what could happen? I didn't do any of those things. So I didn't trigger her emotionally. I made sure that the first thing out of my mouth was a sentence of connection, a sentence of reflection, tapping into how she felt in that moment. Because when we do that, we get their attention and we keep it. They want to share it with us. And she said to me, I run fast. So now we're in conversation. Yes, you did run fast. You ran away from the car. That was not a safe choice. Not safe? I felt scared. I chased you because I felt scared. You were having fun. I felt scared. You scared? Now we're in the conversation. And, we can see this through all the way to the learning opportunity, to the teachable moment. Because she's in it. Not losing her mind in a tantrum. And in the car, we did talk about it a lot on the way home. And you know what? Most of the time it was her that was bringing it up. I run by cars. Yes, you did run by the cars. That was not a safe choice. You were scared. I was scared. Once you and I were together, I wasn't scared anymore. It's your job to stay with me when we go to the car. We just talked and talked and talked about it all the way home. That is the learning conversation. So the trick, and boy, is it tricky, is to feel your fear, recognize your fear, and then use your words, craft them intentionally to reflect how they are feeling, not how you are feeling. And you're going to unlock a world of conversation, a world of cognitive processing, a world where they replay it over and over and over, not from a negative, angry, I was in trouble place, but from oh, that outcome did not go the way that my adult thought it should. Let me think about this over and over. What can I do differently next time? That's learning. And every opportunity that you have with your kiddos has a little learning portal built into it. But it's us that often hijack the portal. We miss it. We skip right over it because we get stuck in our fight, flight, freeze, or fawn reaction, which then triggers their reaction. And we end up in the trigger trap reaction cycle. I still get a little jittery thinking about it, if I'm being honest with you. And that means I'm human. And I know you are too. So I wanted to share it with you because I want you to know that life doesn't always go well. Not every interaction is perfect, not even for the people in this field who are considered quote unquote experts. This is real life. These are real kids. And everybody is learning and growing together. If you want to practice some intentional language script starters, some frameworks that give you an idea of what to say even when you are escalated, then grab a copy of my new book, Talk to Them Early and Often. It is an intentional language guide for infant toddler caregivers, and it gives you the tools to navigate the tricky situations. All right, Toddler Tribe, stay safe out there. Until our next episode, you know what to do. Stay mindful and proactive as we transform the toddler years.